Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, Courtney has found the man of her dreams. He's hot, he's sly, he plays a mean guitar, and also, he's a killer. Perhaps he's more the man of her nightmares. Tonight's movie, Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Worst apocalypse ever! Episode number 25. Episode number 25 coming off of last night's wonderful giallo. Evelyn, or the night Evelyn came out of the grave. It's time to go back to Slasherville, my friends. Time to go back to Slasherville. And a sequel to a movie I did earlier this month. Yes, a movie about slumbering girls and a party and a massacre. Well, tonight's movie is the sequel, Slumber Party Massacre 2. So, what is Slumber Party Massacre 2 about? Well, it is about the sister from the first one, the young sister, Courtney. She is troubled with disturbing dreams, probably brought upon by the trauma of surviving such a horrid night. And of course her older sister is not doing as well. She is in a psychiatric institution, locked away. Anyways, her birthday is coming up, and one of her friends' parents own or just purchased a new estate, grotto, whatever, condo, whatever thing. Anyways, and so the parents aren't going to be there, and so they thought, you know what, it's a good time to have themselves a slumber party. And of course, so she wants to go, and go they do. And of course, you know, a couple of the male friends decide that, you know what, it'd be a good idea to crash the party. And, oh, lo and behold, it appears that something evil also wants to crash the party. You see, Courtney continues to have these vivid dreams, and not only that, but hallucinations while she's awake of this guy with a drill that's attached to a guitar. And he is, well, very terrifying. And as the story progresses, he stops becoming a figment of her imagination and becomes all too real, and then begins to slowly dispatch the poor partygoers one by one while singing his rockabilly tunes. Yes, so will she be able to overcome the evil and survive the night? Or will she also be drilled? Anyways, let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give this a 3 out of 5. Once again, there's a lot of off-frame violence, but there is also quite a bit of interesting and nicely done practical effects of gore. There's like this pimple seam that goes grossly out of control. It's gross. It's disgusting. We do get some drillage, baby, and that's pretty nice. And you know, little body parts here and there. And so yeah, I think, you know, pretty solid. 3 out of 5. Moving on to shock value, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. There are some light shocks here and there, but really not much to really get you jumping and screaming. So 1 out of 5. Going on to plot, I am going to be brutal to this movie. I am giving it only a 1 out of 5 because the plot is, well, super basic. And then they try to be clever and fail, because the problem with this movie is that it is pretty dumb and boring. And, like, there was a point where watching this film, I came to realize that, oh my god, by this time in the first movie, three or four people are already dead, and no one is dead in this movie. What the fuck is going on? Seriously, the movie is so annoyingly slow at the beginning, and so disinteresting, and not to mention that, like, the girls are in a band, and they have, like, 2 song interludes in this movie, and it's just like, why? We don't care. We don't care about you singing. Honestly, we want to see you get murked. And maybe also topless, but mostly we want to see you get murked. And there's no murking. Come on, people. So yeah. Sure, some people might say, oh man, going through the end and all that stuff and the psychological aspects, it's a brilliant movie. It's like, no, it's not brilliant. They tried to be clever, and it didn't work, because by the time the movie ends, you're fucking pissed off, because you waited for some good stuff to happen, and then... okay? And I'm not the only one who thinks that. So, moving on. 1 out of 5 for plot. Acting, I am giving it a 2 out of 5, which is very generous, because there are a couple of characters that are god-awful. Like, oh my god, the one guy... the boyfriend of the one girl, he is just god-awful, horrible. And then the freaking rockabilly killer is just dumb. Stupid. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be somewhat funny. I don't know, or he's supposed to be somewhat charming, but he's just not good. I'm sorry, he isn't enjoyable in this movie at all. Sorry. Everyone else does a pretty decent job. I mean, the main protagonist girl playing Courtney is actually what's her name from Wings. I was like, is that chick from Wings? It is. Oh my god. Anyways, spoiler alert, if you're thinking, oh my god, you get to see the chicks from Wings naked. No, you don't. No, you don't. Actually, I think she takes a bath, and there's a scene where you notice that she's like wearing like a bikini or something. It's because, that's how we take baths in the real world, wearing bikinis. Anyway, so, moving on. Acting 2 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, I am going to give this a 1 out of 5 because there is a scene of toplessness, and it's rather nice and not super brief. It lingers for a while, but it's just one girl. I mean, was that like all they could afford was to pay one girl to take off her top? I mean, like, you've got several others, plus, one is really well endowed and just, so anyways, I don't know, kind of disappointing, especially coming off of the first movie that had just plethora of tits everywhere, and this one was just like, it's like they're going, you know what, throw you a bone here, you take your top off for like a minute. Okay, all right, that's enough. All right, let's move on. Anyway, so 1 out of 5. So, moving on to enjoyment factor, I am going to give this a 1.75 out of 5. Look, I appreciate some of the things they wanted to do. I appreciate some of the gore effects. They were well done. But in the end, it just was boring and inconsequential. And I really wanted something more from this movie, and I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the charm of the rockabilly type of thing. I didn't like the freaking 3 musical interludes, because he's got to sing a song too, because, that's what we're here for, is to watch them sing songs, not get murdered or murder people. No freaking way. Anyways, so yeah, 1.75 out of 5. My overall impression of this movie is a 1 out of 5. I think this movie is pretty much a failure. It's not scary. It's not fun for the most part. It's boring before you even get to anything interesting, so you're already like, oh my god. Oh look, someone's gonna die. Wow. You know what? I already died 20 minutes ago. So anyways, 1 out of 5. And that averages out to a pathetic 1.5 out of 5. Remember I said before, if you get to below 2.5, it's probably a bad movie when it comes to the averages. If you're under 2, it's really bad. 1.5, I think that's like one of the lowest scores. I mean, I'd have to look at the archives, but man, that is horrible. So, there you have it, Slumber Party Massacre 2. A slasher movie that let me down. I kind of have to do something to get that taste out of my mouth. I don't know. But tell me what you think in the comment section below. Have you seen the movie? Do you agree with me? Do you think it's horrible, or do you disagree? And give me a gigantic wall of text why I'm totally wrong about this. I don't know, but I think I'm completely right anyways. So, yeah. So there you have it. The latest episode in the books for the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. I thank you for watching, and remember to stay scary, internet. And oh gee whiz, I don't even know where to begin. Like don't put stupid, musical interludes into your horror movie unless you could do something creative with them. But if it's just them singing and playing instruments and nothing else is happening, and that's going to be like 5 minutes, well, not really 5 minutes, it's going to be like a couple minutes, you made the wrong choice. I think you made the wrong choice. I mean, if there's a musical interlude and like people are like getting murked during it, or it's like part of a montage and they're doing other interesting things, sure, fine, I can understand that. But man, just they're doing it. Dumb. And dancing too. Dumb. It is dumb. Yeah.